What's going on, everyone? Justin here with Trading Cards and More, back with another video. Today we're going to be going over my PSA submission. I've been kind of holding these cards out to the end of the month here. These are the more valuable cards, so they're going to ship out, I think it's called Economy through PSA. Basically, the cards have a value of $100 to $500 per card. So the grading is going to be $20 per card instead of your bulk or value pricing. Which ranges between $12 or $9 and $12 depending on what grading service. Of course, there's 50 card ones for ultra modern. Those are going to be $15 a card now, but yeah, $20 a card, well worth it for the really good stuff, and it just ensures the cards when they come back. And it should be a quicker time than the value pricing, I would think, but I don't think there's anything on the website. So what PSA does ask is that you put on the outside of the box what exactly you're putting in there. So on this one, I would put economy on the outside of the box. That way they know what how I'm submitting these cards or whatever. Goob, what's going on? Breaking stuff, what's up? Yeah, I can't imagine doing it from Canada or any other country for that matter. So yeah. So the first card that we are submitting is this Pascal Siakam. This is his silver rookie card from Prism. We got this on a box opening on the channel. I paid like $75, $80 for the box. It was just like a 24 cards in the box, and I got insanely lucky. I pulled the silver Siakam, then I pulled a base Siakam, and then I pulled a Ben Simmons. Probably pulled like $1,500 in value out of the box at least. On an $80 box, it was insane. I was blown away. But the other ones, the non-silvers, those ones I'm just gonna submit with the regular bulk submission or value pricing or whatever. But for this one, I wanted to submit it in this shipment. I'll get it back a little bit quicker as well. I think the price on this is like $1,000 to $1,500, somewhere in that range. And it's not like there's a lot of people that have these for sale, so. Yeah, definitely excited when I get this back. Hopefully it gets a 10. I mean, it was fresh out of the pack. I didn't see any major like issues or anything, so hoping for the best. Yeah, Paul Siakam or Pascal Siakam, silver Prism, awesome looking card. So stoked to send that one off. MDZZ, what's going on? The next one, I did not buy this for a while. I mean, the price was around 50, 60, 70 bucks. It seemed like every time I tried to get them, the price just kept going up. Finally, the price kind of like balanced out around $150, $180, somewhere in there. So I'm not sure exactly what I paid for it, but I was really happy with the surface on this one. This is the Topps Chrome. Let's put this off the screen so it's not focusing on that card. Topps Chrome, Tim Duncan rookie card. Just a nice looking card. I just really wanted this in my collection, and it's a little bit off centered, not bad though. Some of these can be pretty rough. So, and then the back looked really good on the centering, and the corners and edges and everything looked really good on it. So hopefully we get a 10 out of it. You know, if it comes back a 9, it's not the end of the world. I think the 9s are selling for at least $300 or $400, so pretty stoked to finally own that card. Tim Duncan Topps Chrome rookie card. So he's going to be going in the Hall of Fame here. They're holding that off until next spring, from what I hear. The Hall of Fame inductment, or the speech, the whole thing, ceremony, that's going to be going on next year. So, all right, next card we got is the LeBron James Bowman rookie card. I already had one of these, and it's at PSA right now. I think I paid $200 for it. This one I bought as part of a collection buy, so I might have paid a little bit more for this one. I'm not sure. Prices on all the LeBron James rookie cards have been going up really crazy, so I was happy to get another one. So it'll probably be sold off, and I don't think it was really bad. These are infamous for having like a little bit of white chipping and stuff like that around the edge. That corner's got a little white, so not expecting a 10, but it'd be nice to get a 9. I think the 10s now on this card are like well over $1,000. I haven't checked, I'd have to look, but the other one I've got at PSA, like I said. Hopefully it's gonna get a 10, and then this one I'll probably just end up selling it off. So really cool card. The next one is gonna be the LeBron James Topps Chrome. or not Topps Chrome, his Bowman Chrome. His Topps Chrome is so darn expensive. It's like way up there towards $10,000 in a PSA 10. And then of course the Bowman Chrome is like starting to creep up on it. So I think the left to right's a little bit off on this. The way you can tell is like how far it is from the border there, how far it is from the border there. That's going to tell you your left to right, and then the top to bottom. Just looking at the bottom versus the top. And this one looks pretty good on the top to bottom. It's just the left to right's a little off, and then also this silver part along the edge. You can see on that right side it's a little bit bigger. I mean, it's not horrible. It's just a little bit off, so... and I think the back looked really, really good on it. I can't remember, the surface had a small little thing or something. I'm not sure. I'd be happy with a 9 on it, honestly. I think the 10's going way up there. I mean, I'd have to look, but I think it's over like $3,000 now. All right, the next card is the infamous Topps LeBron James rookie card, but it does have the first edition stamp on there, which is what's going to make this worth a lot of money, because it has that first edition stamp. You guys can see that. It's like a silver stamp, says first edition on it. It is top to bottom, off-centered. I'm hoping it's not too off-centered, that it's going to go from a 9 to an 8, but I'm expecting a 9 at best on this one. I think other than that, it looks pretty clean. So really nice looking card, pretty high dollar card. I think the PSA 10s on this are like $5,000 or something crazy. But super stoked to own that one. That's going to be going into my personal collection. Right, next we got the MVP rookie card. I think the first one I bought of this card, it was like, I think I paid like $80 or something. And it's a nice card. The prices have really gone up on this. I can't even win these now for like 125 to the 150 range. I mean, they've really gone up. So stoked to get some more of them, get them off to PSA. A little left to right on the centering there on that one. And I think that one's a little off as well. So I think the 10s have really gone up on these. I don't know the exact price. Don't quote me on it, but I think it was $500 to $700 somewhere in there. And it might be up from that. Most of these I paid around the $100 range, 100 to 125, somewhere in there. The one I did buy in the collection, so you know, it was just a lot buy basically. The other card we have, the last LeBron rookie card, is the gold Bowman card. Now this one is shifted that way on the centering on the front. You can tell it's off centered. A couple little minor imperfections. Now this card in particular was infamous for the chipping along the back. It is a little bit thicker of a card. I don't know if you can tell by just looking at it, but it's a little bit thicker of cardstock, and it's just a really nice card. The prices on this, I mean, even for a PSA 8, are like way up there, because it's, like I said, a tough card to grade. And you can kind of tell what I'm talking about along the edges. See like some whitening around the edges, but usually a lot of these you see the chipping that's happened has really pulled apart the card. And I thought that this one looked a lot nicer than a lot of them I've seen. So I'm hoping for an 8 on it. Like you can see here where the card should have separated right from the... See how it should have separated right there, but it didn't. I mean, you can see some whitening obviously on the edges, but it's not like really bad like some of them I've seen. So I think, that being said, it would be nice to get an 8 out of this. That's my hope on it. I'm not expecting a 9 or anything. Like I said, the shifting is off on the front. I think there's a small little something going on right here, scratch or something, but still a nice looking card, and it's nice to own this one. And I think, like I said, as far as the ones that I've seen on eBay, even the graded copies, I mean, they're generally all chipped up along the edges, and I thought this one looked, you know, pretty good on the eye appeal. So yeah, hopefully we get an 8 out of it. Like I said, the prices are real high on that one, even for those grades. Next card, we got the Bichette short print. His cards are hot right now. His Topps rookie card, even his base one's up there, $60, $80, somewhere in that price range. But this one's really hard to get short print. Look at the shoulder. And I think the last PSA 10 that I saw, maybe it was within the last month, sold for like $400 something. So I decided to go ahead and send this one in with the quicker turnaround time. And maybe the tiniest little white dot there in the corner. That's usually the troublesome corner, is the one where it's darker over there. But other than that, it looked really, really solid. So hoping for a 10, but if it comes back a 9, still be able to get, over $100 as long as the prices stay solid on that. I think ungraded that goes for like $80 roughly. If the price hasn't changed. I mean, I haven't looked into these like in the last few weeks or so. All right, the next card we got is a Dark Blastoise. With Pokemon cards, you gotta ship Pokemon cards in with other Pokemon cards. But this card in particular is pretty expensive. I think I was looking at the PSA 9 prices on this, and it was like 300, 400, 500, somewhere in there. It's really up there in price. I needed this for my Team Rocket set. Instead of just buying a PSA 9, I'd figure I'd buy one ungraded. This one looked really, really solid. Maybe tiny little white dot there. I mean, it's pretty solid looking card. I think maybe the holo didn't look perfect, but it's looking like a solid, possible 9. I can't tell. I think that's not scratched on the case, but I was hoping for a 9 on this one, and then, if it gets an 8, it's not like the end of the world. But nice card, pretty expensive. Probably the other best card that we got in here besides the first edition LeBron James rookie card. We have a Dark Charizard. Have you guys seen my PSA return like last month? I had 5 of these come back, and every single one came back a PSA 9, and they were all pack fresh cards. The seller was like a big seller. They had a scan of the card. I couldn't really tell 100% what the condition was going to be, if there's any light scratches on the holo. And there was absolutely none. Kind of hard to get it. I mean, it's in the case, so you can't really tell, but it's really, really good centering. I mean, I'm not seeing like anything wrong with this card whatsoever. And then the back of the card, which is, it's got a little piece of gunk on there. Probably the most important part is the back. If the front looks really, really solid, we'll look at the back, and then, I mean, it's got the tiniest little thing there in the corner, but that's just the manufacturing itself. There's no like bad whitening or chipping. I mean, there's maybe if you look at this corner, just the tiniest little bit. But I mean, it's solid, and to me, it looks like a PSA 10. So I'm really, really crossing my fingers on this. This has gone all the way up to, I don't know, $3,500 or something crazy like that. So paid about $300 for it, and on a whim, and I got it in the mail and was just stoked to see it because it looks really, really good. And I need the 10 for my Team Rocket set. So if it got a 9, I would be pretty bummed. Obviously, I sent 5 of them off, and they all came back 9s. Even the 9s are going for $900 a piece, so I would still, triple my money on it. But super, super crossing my fingers on that one for a 10. The next card's a Mr. Mime from Jungle, first edition. I probably would have shipped this with my bulk cards, but I want to get it back, put it in my collection, because my first edition Jungle collection. I basically bought it. The case was like cracked or chipped up, and I got it for probably like $80 less than what I should have actually paid for it. And I figured I'd just pay the money to get it in a brand new case, and I would still be saving money. But it looked really, really good. These cards were infamous of having the edging where you can like kind of see the underside of the card. It's hard to pick up on camera, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Like the metallic kind of around the edge. But this one's not too bad. And the back of the card looks really good. There's some silvering on the left side, but that's not wear. It's just silvering from when they cut the card. Other than that, all the corners look really, really good and everything. So I don't think I'll have any problem getting this back in a 9 again. Like I said, it was already graded PSA 9, so about a $200 card, and I'm paying $20 to grade it. I'm perfectly fine with that because I got it for like $100. And the last Pokemon card we got is a Victreebel. I was waiting on this card. Otherwise, I would have shipped it in with my bulk submission because the price is, I think I paid like $80 for it. And in a 10, this sells for way up there. I mean, I think it was around $1,000. There was a few really light scratches on the holo though, so I know I'm not going to get a 10 out of it. And then I think the back kind of looked weird on the cardstock itself. It looked kind of, it might even be hard to pick up, but it just looked really weird with kind of like some color issues or something. I don't know. Like, it hasn't been messed with or anything like that. It's just, I don't know what the heck, printing defect, whatever. But other than that, it was really solid cards. So hoping for a 9 on this one. But I think worst case, they'll give it an 8. Um, very awesome. To do live streams, Eli, you got to have 1,000 subscribers, and then you got to, qualify for it or whatever. And then the last card is going to be this Michael Jordan 90 rookie card. Really awesome card. If you guys watched my video, I did an opening on these. The other pack I opened was fake. I was pretty disappointed. I'm still working on getting my money back from that. Like a month later, it's ridiculous. Because the item came from Canada. It was kind of my own stupidity for buying it. And having to ship it back to Canada and get tracking, and it's like a 4-week process. And regardless, I'm getting my money back. But I'm just waiting for it to get delivered at this point. But the one that we did open that was legit, and the way I could tell really was the Air Jordan stamp on it. It just really pops at you. I did buy another pack of these, and once again it was fake, but it was like blurry, and you could just tell it was a copy. Like the Nike symbols on it and everything were just, they weren't sharp and crisp. Like this, you could just tell this was legit. With the card on the back, you want the card on the back to be a certain card. It shouldn't be like an actual card. Like you shouldn't see the Jordan card on the back or whatever. And then the other way to tell is the card stock. When you feel it, it feels like the card stock, like the 80s card stock. Whereas the other one that I got was like kind of had a more glossy feel to it on the back. It just was kind of a little bit more shiny and glossy. But the dead giveaway on it was the crispness of the cards. I mean, you could see it was kind of blurry. It just looked like a copy, like like I said, with the symbols and stuff like that, you can see nice and sharp. And this one, I believe, did have a factory line somewhere in it. I can't remember. It was like right in here, but you could see like a factory print line on it. So other than that, it looked like a really, really solid card. Hoping for a 9 on this one, obviously with the factory line and stuff like that. Really crisp looking card. I think the 8s were going for around $800. They might be down to the $600 to $800 range. The 9s are like $1,000, $1,200. So, and then the 10s are way up there. I think they've started to come down after that whole, big hype that was going on. But I'm just, stoked to own this card, to put it in my collection and hold on to it for a number of years. So just a really cool, iconic card. Before his 87 Fleer obviously came out, was his Nike promo card. And these were pretty cheap for a long time, from what I hear, but I was never in the market to buy one of these, and I'm just happy to finally own it. Now, this is a bigger card than a regular card. If you go on PSA's website, they tell you for regular cards it's up to 3.5 inches by like 5.5 inches or something like that. And this card was only 3 inches, I think, by 5 inches. I measured it out with the tape measure, so it's within the regular size cards, even though it's going to go in one of those bigger, PSA cases that's like the size of the card saver that I'm using here. But just a really, really cool card. Stoked to have this, added to my collection. And like I said, I think it's going to get either an 8 or a 9. I'm not 100% sure. We'll just have to see. But I'm going to back that with some cardboard. If you're wondering, I'm going to like put a piece of cardboard in here so it's like nice and sturdy. It's not going to bend, and then I'll mark on there like what the card is, the card number as far as the submission. And these ones I'll probably put some cardboard around them. And that's pretty much how you ship these out. Just make sure they're secure, put some bubble wrap and all that stuff so they're not going to bend. I'll probably just use the PSA's bubble mailer, and then put like a box inside that so that they're nice and secure. But yeah, that's the PSA submission. Pretty stoked on this one. There's some pretty good amount of value here. I'm not sure how this is going to come back. I mean, this comes back at 10. Obviously, that's well over $1,000. That one is over $1,000 have come back to 10. I mean, all of these. I mean, the Chrome's like $3,000. This one's like 5. So it's just a lot of value here. But like I said, I'm not expecting 10s. A lot of these I'm expecting like 9s. This one hopefully get an 8. And then, like, obviously the Charizard comes like a 10. That's 3,500 right there. So it's pretty good value in this shipment. That's why I'm sending them out this way. You pay a little bit more, but typically the turnaround time is better. So hopefully we can get these cards back 3 months from now, 2-3 months from now, who knows. I don't know if they're still if they're putting that submission within some of the other submissions where it's like that 100-day turnaround. I'm sure hoping it doesn't take that long, but you know, that's like worst case scenario, I guess. Um, but we got so many submissions now at PSA. I mean, I sent 3 in May. This will be the 3rd one this month. We did a bulk submission like June 2nd, and then we did the Pokemon 50 card submission like last week or whatever, and then we're doing this one, and then the next one's going to be another bulk submission here, probably towards the end of the week, and then I'll have over 100 cards that are ultra modern, like this one, which is 2000. Actually, this is 2016, so this is not ultra modern, but you guys get my point. I'm going to be submitting over 100 cards of those probably within the next week or two as well, so tons of shipments going out. I'm going to end up having like 2,000 cards at PSA. But I'm just going to keep rolling them out. You know, hopefully July we get a bunch of cards out too, and just going to keep buying stuff. Baseball's coming back towards the end of July, and basketball's also coming back as well, so I'm super excited about that. Just been waiting for months and months. I know a lot of people are saying it's, you know, they wish it would just, you know, start all new next year or whatever. There's a lot of, you know, he said this person wants this or whatever, but I'm excited for it. It's, you know, we need sports. You know, obviously football's going to be starting up as well. I'm not a football fan whatsoever, so. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the submission. Let me know what you thought. How do you think we're going to do on these grades? And when are these cards going to come back? I have no idea. It's, you know, it's just send them off and get back when we get them back, so. Yeah, thanks for watching. We might go live later on with like an opening video. I know we haven't done any opening videos in a while here, so might do one later on if I'm feeling it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.